Hey guys, what's going on? It's Billy here from the best place to buy gold online. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So in today's video I'm just going to talk to you about what causes inflation. So I touched on yesterday what inflation was, however I didn't really explain what causes it. So what causes it in a nutshell is bad monetary practices or bad monetary policies. And the reason for this post is there's a lot of misleading information from the mainstream media at the moment with regards to the economy, this whole Brexit vote, and they're now deciding they're going to print £250 billion into the economy, and 150 billion of that is going to be lent to people like yourself and me, small businesses, that sort of stuff. And they're going to try and kickstart the economy with more debt. As if that hasn't worked the last 8 years. If it had been, we wouldn't now be on the precipice of another recession. So I digress, as I always do. I'm sat here trying to multitask and I'm trying to eat, sort my dinner out. But what causes inflation? So bad monetary practices. So the likes of quantitative easing, which is just money printing. And the more money that they print, like I said, it causes your pounds to devalue. So if you've got, say, £100 million in circulation already, and they print another £100 million, those notes that are already in circulation become worth less than the new money that was printed. That's just how it works. And for another example, if you want to take it more simple, is say you've got one car. There's only one car on the planet, and someone decides to put a value on that of £1 million. Now, if somebody goes and makes another car, do you really think that that first car is still going to be worth £1 million? Of course it's not. It's probably going to be half its value, probably less. So that's exactly what happens when they do quantitative easing. Another thing that causes inflation is forward guidance, zero interest rates, low interest rates. And they all basically mean the same. Money printing in one form or another, lowering interest rates to encourage people to borrow more money and to spend in the economy to try and boost inflation. Like I said, it hasn't worked at all. So another is bond buying. And once the central bank says, you know, you're in end times, when the sole buyer of bonds becomes the central bank. And it's another reason for inflation. Obviously they're dropping lower interest rates on that, and that also causes inflation. It just inflates bubbles, inflates stock markets. Sorry, my son's just playing and vandalising the living room. I just want to cover that and just clear that up, because there's a lot of misconception in the mainstream media at the moment that they're saying that the banks are in better positions than they were in 2008. They are lying. They're not. If they were, why would they need to pump more money into the economy? Why would they print? Hey bud, how you doing? Cheers, Dal. Thanks for joining me on this live broadcast, and you are the first one, I believe, that has joined me. So cheers for that, buddy. Where was I? Yeah, so obviously they're printing more money into the economy at the moment. They're claiming that the banks are in a better position than they were 8 years than in 2008. And again, they are lying. They're not. And like I said, if they were, why are they printing more money? You've got to ask yourself these questions when they start bringing out same old policies. It's like, what's that saying that goes? I can't remember the saying, but basically, doing the same thing over and over and over again is the definition of insanity. And Albert Einstein said that. So they can't just continue doing this, and eventually the bubble will pop. And that's what you're starting to see now. You're seeing a contraction in the money supply, and people actually exiting the stock market. But anything that they exit from, so if they exit from bonds, they exit from the stock market, that has to be liquidated into cash. And the reason I believe we haven't seen so much inflation as of yet is because the banks have actually been restricted on who they can lend money on to. They've now obviously loosened up those regulations, and they're also it wasn't getting down to the likes of you or me, the real people that needed the money to spend in the economy. So obviously they've come up with this ingenious way to put negative interest rates into the economy, so it costs you money to keep money in the bank, which will eventually just force people to actually spend money, and because if they don't spend it, it's just going to be taken off of them, sat in a bank account. So all these policies that they're trying to bring in, they're all doing it to try and cause inflation. And like so far, like I said, it hasn't worked. You've had a deflationary period. And the reason why we've had a deflationary period, like I said, is because that money is not being spent in the economy. So it's not being spent on small businesses who create jobs. It's just being kept on the bank's balance sheets as reserves, and also to prop up their risky investments like derivatives and the stock market and buying bonds. So now that they are loosening up the policies, I believe that you're going to actually start to see inflation really start to kick in and really start to bite in the shops. You've probably even noticed it already. I mean, I just went and bought one meal and it's cost me almost a tenner. Now I remember just a few years back, the same ingredients would have cost me to would have cost. Hold on, dude. Would have cost me probably three quarters of that or half of that value. So that's the reason. That's what inflation causes. So what's Dale saying? Encourage people to spend, not work it, is it? People hold on to their money even more when they are worried. That's true, mate. That's absolutely true. So obviously they're not spending because they're worried, so they're keeping hold of it. So obviously they're trying to force these policies to actually get people to go and spend in the economy again. That's why you're seeing a deflationary and you're seeing a contraction in the money supply, because everyone's keeping hold of it. And now I believe you're going to start seeing inflation hit, really hit the pockets of ordinary people. Hold on, dude, 2 seconds. I'm just doing this, and then we'll sort your dinner out. And then obviously once that bites in, then you're going to... Hold on. All right, come up here then. George wants to join us, Dale. George wants to join us. You going to say hello? So this is the problem when you work from home. You start off on a really good video. I did earlier, and I had to do it 3 or 4 times because this little one just wants to get involved all the time. Yeah, so like you said, buddy, people obviously holding it in. It's scarce times. People are holding on to it because they don't want to spend. And by doing so, now causing these monetary policies that they're doing, I think you're going to start to see inflation take off, probably inflate the currency away, and possibly could unfold within the next sort of 18 months to 2 years. Who knows though? They have been kicking a can down the road for a very long time, since probably 1987. Probably even longer. You can go back. But so anyway, that's my thoughts. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and share as always. And if you haven't done so already, go check out that website above, goldfinancial.de. Explains everything in there, why you should be holding gold and why you should be swapping your paper currency for gold. Cheers, mate. I'll see you on the next one.